Thank you for having us. I would like to actually thank the Buddhist Library for having me today. And today I'm actually going to read this book. I hope you can actually see, okay, how the birds got the colors. I love this book. I really actually love this book. I used to actually teach at long day care. And then I was actually a preschool teacher a long time ago. But then I've actually decided to be, an SRE teacher. So I'm actually volunteering for Nantian Temple and also Buddhist Council as well at New South Wales. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land from the past, present, and emerging, and also wherever we are, that we actually meet. This book is actually told by Mary Albert, and I also would like to acknowledge the Western, there's actually there on the first page there, Western Australia's, the Badi people. So I would like to acknowledge them as well. So this book, traditionally, the Dreamtime stories, every time when we told the stories, they always actually have the lessons, the lessons, the law. What is it that we can actually learn from it? And that's why I love reading, one of many books, which is actually one of them is actually Here We Are. I won't actually read the whole book. I will just actually show you the beautiful pictures, the colorful pictures, and also the contents of the book, if that is okay. So, once again, acknowledging our traditional owners of the land from the past, present, and emerging. And as you can actually see, there is actually, it's almost like the girl who actually telling the stories. And then you can actually start with, long ago, there's a dream times, and it take you into that place where, how the world was actually being made. The suns, and the colors, the bird was actually looking like that. And the colors is actually, like I said, I really actually simple, and it's really beautiful. And then the stories go on to, and a bird is actually, of course, like what we actually, as Buddhists, the teachings of the Buddha, where ordinary life, we eat, we hungry, we feel hungry, we feel thirsty, we eat, we're looking for food, an ordinary diet. And so a big juicy grub. So the bird is actually saw that. And another amazing thing that, like the bird is actually up high in the sky with the visions that they actually have. They can actually see a tiny little bug that is actually in the ground. So because of the concentration was actually so great just on that, and because of the sensations of hunger, the bird actually did not see the stick, but just concentrating on the bug. So what happened? The bug is actually ran away, and the bird ended up landed on the stick. So, ouch, that is actually would have lots and lots of blood. And what happened, like ordinary life, we're talking about birth, old age, sickness, and death. And then the bird was actually dying, because the bird was actually sick. But then it's actually showing us, what happened, in our life, in our society, where other bird is actually come onlookers, in life is actually like that. We have lots of onlookers, and some of these is actually, like to actually to stay in distance. It's actually very common stories in life, which I love sharing with the kids. But I don't tell the kids what it is, they will actually have to find out the reason for themselves, what they see, because we all have different perspective. And then, someone's actually always the heroes, who actually burst, volunteer, here I am, I actually will come and help. So that is actually the heroes actually come and rescues. In Buddhist term, I see it as bodhisattvas, where someone who actually always actually out there looking to help other people, and very brave. The bird is actually, help the bird to actually pull out the sticks from the foot. And what happened when the colors actually, because, bird before used to be only have one colors. What happened when you actually want to help other people? Look at that. You got colors splashing out everywhere. and the colors actually got on the chairs of the parrots. And that's why when you're actually looking at parrots, these days, you looked up and it reminded you, wow, that was a hero once. The bird, it's actually sort of linked to the bird. When you see different birds with different colors and different stripe and and different shape and all those things of feathers, shadow, the shape and the shadows of the colors, you can actually see how beautiful it is. It's amazing stories. I really actually love it. Yes, and then it's actually go on to, how the birds actually have spot and stripe and all different colors, but white, all except someone who looked very sad, looks so sad, but it's already done. It's actually that chance is actually being missed because he wasn't in the circle. He was having his hands behind his back. So he looked a bit sad now that he actually felt left out, that he wasn't actually have any colors. But every time when I actually look at the blackbird, the crows, I also actually have courage for him as well, that he is actually, it's not that he was bad or he was actually selfish. He's just different. He just actually, there could be lots of reasons why he stand back. Like myself, for example, I cannot stand the sight of blood. If I see blood, I would just go flint it. Even though I'm actually I'm a first aid officer, but blood and eyes actually doesn't. So I actually feel, instead of actually judging the crows, I understand. I put myself in the crow's shoes, thinking that he wasn't actually that. You can actually say he's selfish, but really there's so many reasons why he actually have his hand behind his back. Like I shared earlier, and that's actually how the birds got their colors. And the good news was the dove, he actually soon got better thanks to the parrots, and then he was able to fly again. It's a beautiful stories, where you ended up with, a happy ending. You then actually understand that, every time when you're looking at the birds up in the sky, it sort of reminded me how the birds got their colors. That was long, long ago. There's always a story to tell. So that's the end of the stories. Thank you very much for listening and enjoy.
You have just listened to the story of how the birds got their colors. And now let us look at what lessons we can take from the story, and these are just suggestions, and you might have other ideas too. Whatever the messages are, they should be delivered to the children using age-appropriate language that will appeal to them. So let us look at what are the messages here. One is that our actions have consequences and reactions. What happened to the birds when they went to help the dove? When the parrot came along and pulled the stick out, what was the result? And there was the crow there. What happened to the crow? Why do you think the crow had remained on the side? What reasons would you think he would have? And as a conclusion, we reiterate the lessons that we have just learned from this story. Basically, that our actions have consequences, whatever they are, either positive or negative. Then we ask the children to share examples where an act of theirs have brought a reaction. Again, whether the reaction was a positive or a negative one. I hope you have enjoyed the story, and that is all we're sharing for today. We thank you for your time, and you can borrow the book from our library at the address shown on the screen or visit our website and look at what are the other titles that we carry. Or you might even locate the book from the local library. Well, thank you for your time again, and we hope to see you next time.